Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. If this is your first time tuning in, hi, hello, thank you, welcome. Please follow us on YouTube at Inappropriate Radio TV. We can also be found on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, okay? Under the handle Inappropriate Radio. I should be popping up with a little missing tooth, all right? Now, serious message, all right? A lot of the times when I get downloads, I got a little distracted, but a lot of the times when I get like download after download after download, the creator is just flooding me with messages. Most of the time, it's really easy for me to be able to tell the order in which he wants me to go over the messages. Most times, right? In most cases. Sometimes, depending on how well the messages fit with one another and how serious they are, he'll have me do a dual message. I only did 2 messages for one segment a handful of times, ever since we started recording. So today he was kind of having me play this ping pong back and forth. He didn't tell me to record this segment and discuss both topics. So I was just confused, okay, God, what exactly do you want me to talk about today? So I was really, really confused because I had came across some information and it was kind of just confirming my download. That's been happening lately. A lot of the things that I have been discussing here on Inappropriate Radio has been coming up in other prophetic videos, right? Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, Pastor Levy. I watched a conference. It's called something about the mantle. Pastor Tiffany Montgomery. This mantle had a panel of about 6, I want to say, pastors, and they each spoke about something that we covered. So it was letting me know, it was God's way of letting me know that I was headed in the right direction and that my messages are coming directly from him and that I'm on point. So that kind of confirmed, it comforted me, right? But it also let me know that, oh shit, this stuff is coming, right? We need to start preparing. But spiritually speaking, right? And this is for the people who have destined children, designed children, right? We have people who create babies with magic. We have people who now are using different strategies, IVF and however it is that they decide to go about it, right? Are conceiving children, and we're not exactly sure on God's approval of these children, right? So this is mainly for children that God has appointed specifically. Bringing children into the world on your own when you're not even in a certain type of situation to produce a child would be you creating your own child. Obviously, because it's not God saying, okay, I'm joining this man and this woman and I want to be at the center of it and I'm going to make you to become one, right? And I'm not judging. Whatever you do, whatever makes you happy, go ahead. God can judge you. I'm not getting in the middle of your judgment and I have nothing to say. But this segment, it kind of spooked me out. I follow this lady. She's like a womb healer on Instagram. I forget her name. I'll get it at some point later. I'll probably have to cross-reference her again. But she spoke about how women are not conceiving simply because they are still energetically aligned and attracted to an ex, right? And it just confirmed a message that I had about babies that are set to be born in certain bloodlines. The initial download is really, really old. It's about a 2-year-old download, right? And the creator was letting me know that it is very possible, and we talked about this. The creator was letting me know that it is very possible to steal a child from someone's womb. And we talked about it a little more recently too. I don't remember the title of the segment, but we did go over this. And that was confirmation about some things that I was thinking about in my own time for my own personal reasons, right? And then God was kind of just showing me in spirit how a lot of the times babies get lost. And then I looked at a tarot card reading, and it was basically talking about how there's people, men in particular, who create all these different babies with all these different women that never make it into this realm, whether they die by abortion, whether they're miscarried, whether, there are different complications that's going on before the child could even develop. Sometimes women miscarry and they're not even aware that they're miscarrying. And I know it's really, really hard to fathom and wrap your mind around it, but it is indeed possible, okay, to make a connection with the kid in the spirit and not in the physical. And the creator has all these reasons why, right? But this is like the epitome of warfare, okay? If you have to fight for your child's presence to manifest physically, if you have to go to the creator and ask the creator to make whatever happen that needs to happen in order for your child to come. Now, this is only if God has told you to be expecting a child. No matter how infertile you may believe you are, no matter what magic has been done on your womb, no matter even if you are with the partner that you're supposed to be with to have this child, right? Because we know immaculate conceptions can happen, right? It's possible. We talked about that as well. Cryptic pregnancies happen. Whole different topic, but we went over this, right? So it's not like this message is coming out of nowhere. This is like a confirmation. So a lot of people have these connections or I should say soul ties rather, right? Just to make it a little more clean and cut into the point. But a lot of us have these situations and these connections with people that we would much rather not be connected to in any kind of way, right? But if you are energetically connected to a person that you once wanted a child with and you have moved on and now you are being told by the creator, you're being shown by the creator, if there's any kind of revelation from God that the current person that you're with is going to be the new other half, right? The new other parent for your child, then you need to do a cleanse. You need to do a cord cutting ritual. You need to do a fast. You need to ask the creator to send in whatever is required for you to form that bond with them in the spirit, or to break the bond that is holding the two of you back. And listen, it doesn't even have to be on your end, right? They could have someone that is holding on to them for dear life and doesn't want to let them go, right? So all of this is pretty much based on your ability and your desire to follow through with what God is telling you is going to happen. Again, this is the epitome of warfare. This is like some of the devil's or the enemies. I don't want to say the devil, right? This is one of the most fun fights that the enemy likes to have with God, bringing in new souls that are sure to bring change and light into this darkness. This is one of the main reasons why women get attacked more than men, because the women are responsible for carrying new life into this dimension. Remember, we spoke about this, and I mean it's basic science. Women carry all of their children with them. Okay? So the enemy has kind of like a little bit of a head start insight into the spiritual realm, because he can see what it is that you are supposed to be bringing into this realm, because we're coming through the portals with these energies already attached to us, right? So it's really, really clear when a woman is being attacked for no reason. It's usually because of something that she's going to birth, whether it is physically, metaphorically, spiritual belch. But a lot of the times people get caught up in these situations and they're not even aware that they're in a situation until they're in the thick of it, and so many attacks have already taken place. No one who has been chosen to fight spiritual warfare leaves out the blessings that they are supposed to have manifest in their lives physically, or whether they have to just conjure the energy that is required to get the blessing to come down, right? We talked about that. Some people, and I think there are like stories in the Bible, don't quote me, I don't know, but there are, I do know, but I don't know the actual verse or book or whatever. But God will sometimes allow you or put it on you, give you the responsibility of co-creating the energy that is required for something to begin, and you may not get to experience it. It doesn't really matter what it is, how it plays out. But the gist of this conversation is for you to realize that there are connections in the spiritual realm that need to be broken in order for your children to come. Okay, there are different people that you need to make connections with. So the same way you have to break off connections, you need to make connections as well. Especially if you are an enlightened person, if you were aware of this child's arrival way before you even got pregnant, or if you were shown, and for whatever reason, the baby didn't make its way to this dimension. Remember, if someone can steal the essence of your kid, then technically the kid is already here. So it's really important for you to let go of the idea of the child that you were waiting for. That means the parent, the name, the features that you think that they would have, whatever personality you think they would have, whatever zodiac sign you thought that they would be. All of that stuff needs to be dispelled and disbanded and disbarred in order for you to conjure up new energy, so the essence can be maintained, or there can just be an overall new everything. Now, if the parent is the same, then this is kind of like a different situation, right? If you are in a situation where you've already had children with the person and the creator is telling you to anticipate the arrival of a new child, this is kind of like a different situation. But all in all, it's important to be mindful that women carry the frequency of their children with them throughout these portals. So you have to be careful of the way you even speak over your womb. Not everyone is going to understand your battle with any of this, right? You have a duty to protect your energy, and this is including your womb, right? Your womb is your sacral and your root chakras. These are some of the most attacked portals on anyone who is chosen, right? In any facet of life. So you have to be sure that the sacred energy that is attached to you is really sacred and it's really pure, and it's haven't been contaminated in the ethers, because if you carry the light, then more than likely your children carry the light with them. Okay, so you have to make sure that you understand to break off these connections, break off the right people, cut them off, and then build relationships with the right people. And when you do that, this is the opening and closing of portals that are necessary in order for your offspring's frequency to come forward. Okay, but I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. Oh my goodness. Happy Friday, right? I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. Child, forgot it was Friday. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's most definitely free. All right. Love y'all. Peace.